Hi everybody, my name's Carl Delarocco. Welcome to the first episode of I'll Eat That at Southern Connecticut State University here in New Haven, Connecticut. Today we're going to be making cauliflower crust gluten-free pizzas. This is going to be a health food driven cooking show geared toward things college students can make, mainly in their dorm if they have an oven, if they're lucky enough. Again, my name's Carl Delarocco. I have been a chef for about 16 years. I've worked in every area that you can work in the industry, from pizzerias to fast food restaurants, healthcare, such as hospitals and nursing homes. I'm no expert, but I consider myself highly skilled, and I'm gonna show you some basic stuff today before we start cooking, mainly hand washing. You wanna come over here, mainly just regular hand washing. And you can use regular soap. This is antibacterial. Find it in any grocery store, just a little bit. I prefer hand washing over gloves. It's your preference. I feel like I can't maneuver in the kitchen very well with gloves. So just make sure you're clean at all times. And I'm gonna be handling some shrimp and some anchovy and also some chicken. So there will be frequent hand washing in between. Very important. Cross-contamination is the main cause of a lot of food poisoning and stuff like that. So just dry yourself off. Make sure you're nice and dry. Okay. We're gonna slice some tomatoes because we're gonna be making a tomato basil pie. A little trick with the cutting board that I learned a long time ago is to wet a rag. These are perfect. These blue rags, you can find them anywhere. Just a little moisture, nothing crazy. I live by the phrase, less is more in the kitchen when doing this and with ingredients, as you'll see. So you just fold it out, put it underneath, lay your cutting board on top, and that's not going anywhere, okay? So, we're gonna cut some tomatoes. Now, when you cut, keep your fingers like a claw, okay? Because if they're laid out flat, you have a chance of cutting the tip, and you don't want that, obviously. I've done it a million times. Again, keep it level, nice even cut. Get that end off. Nobody likes that end, okay? Not too thin, not too thick. Again, if it's not perfect, you're okay. It's gonna get cooked. Keep the claw. Keep your thumb in. A nice stroke. And there you go. Again, I don't use the ends. Some people do, I don't, especially on the pizza. We're gonna do another one. Put a little force into it. Just enough. Move your claw down. Move your claw down. And we are good to go. Okay, so we're gonna get a bowl here. Actually, we'll use a plate. Lay them flat. Okay. And we will put these to the side until we are ready for our, what I call it a margarita pizza. Some people just call it tomato basil. So we're gonna move these. I'll throw these out. Always keep a rag on you. You never know. That's the only thing we're gonna be cutting today. So this can go in the sink and wait to be cleaned. Clean your area, very important. Cleanliness is the most important thing in the kitchen because you don't want anybody getting sick. And the knife can go away too. That's all we're gonna do there. Okay, so first, got your parchment paper on a sheet pan. You're gonna take just a little oil. Again, less is more. I like extra virgin. It's your preference. I think extra virgin is the best. And that to the side. So just a little bit here, so it doesn't stick once it's in the oven. And you can take that, spread that around. Again, it's oil, so it's not fun. Doesn't really cooperate, but you get the gist. Okay. So the first one we were gonna do, also we're using cauliflower crust. I like Cauliflower. You can find it in any grocery store. It's a very affordable. You get 2 in a box. I believe it's like $8 and change, something like that. I do this at home all the time. You can get very creative with it. So we're gonna be doing the anchovy and garlic first. I know that's not a fan favorite. I grew up on it. I'm Italian, 100%. We call it alige. So, with the anchovy pie, you don't need to add oil because the anchovies are soaked in oil. So that's all the oil you need, okay? So there's no cheese on it. It's very simple to make if you like anchovies, which I love them. When I go to Pepe's, that's what I order. And you don't have to worry about sharing it because not many people like it. So you're just gonna top it with your anchovies, spread them around, there's plenty. And you can buy any anchovies, there's really no preference. These are called King Oscars. They're soaked in oil and they do the job for you. The rest of the pies, you gotta add oil. These, they just go. And when this comes out, this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be like a potato chip. Nice and crispy. So you spread them out nice. Even distribution. Okay. Again, very easy to make. Probably the easiest. And we have a lot, so we can get a little crazy here. Okay, so don't add any oil. They're good. That oil is spread out from the heat. Okay. So that one's good. We just need a little garlic powder. In my family, they go crazy with the garlic. I, again, live by the phrase less is more. That's how I was taught in culinary school. And so you can, you can be a little liberal. It depends on you. But also the garlic powder has salt in it already, so you don't add salt, you don't add anything, okay? So this pie is good to go. This pie will be ready, is oven ready, okay? Now, I was touching fish. Come back over. Wash your hands. Hot water. More soap. Okay? Anytime you touch anything raw, whether it be fish, chicken, any kind of meat, make sure you really wash good. Because again, cross-contamination. I'm also Serve Safe certified. I recommend that for any chef or cook, or really any kitchen worker. I forget how much it costs. I actually have to renew mine soon. But you take a little test and it's good on your resume if you're planning on being a cook one day. Okay. Oh, we wipe off again. And we keep our rags over here. Again, I got my rag here, very key. Never know. All right, so the next one we're gonna do, probably my personal favorite, is a shrimp and garlic with light mozzarella. Okay, so again, put a little oil so it doesn't stick. Spread that out nice. Okay. Oop. Parchment paper likes to move on you. It's no big deal. The one thing about the kitchen is you don't have to be perfect when you're doing this at home. You can play around with it. I've done tons of these, different flavors. I did a taco one, I did a cheeseburger one. You can really go crazy with it, okay? And as you'll see, these cook very fast. So, this is just run-of-the-mill shrimp. This is actually the brand right here. I have no personal preference. I pretty much, whatever's affordable. Okay, so we're gonna lay our next crust down and right on the oil. First thing you do is the shrimp. Spread it around. We've got plenty. which is never a bad thing. So you go nice in a circle. And I don't even know if we're gonna use all this, but we'll use as much as we can because I love shrimp. And I'm gonna eat this after. So we'll go a little nuts here. But we can save some. We'll wrap it up. All right, so do this. Again, spread it out because you want it to cook evenly. And this cooks fast also. Fish cooks very fast. So, okay, that should be enough, I think. All right. So you do your shrimp. And this one you are gonna add oil. You're not gonna go crazy. Just a little drizzle. Okay. Don't go nuts. Again, the heat will spread it out. So you don't wanna drown your pizza. Okay. The next thing we're gonna put on here is mozzarella. It is called mozzarella, not mozzarella. Okay. My mother will throw you out for saying that. Anyway, less is more. Don't go crazy with the cheese. It'll weigh your pizza down. There's oil in cheese. So I am not too liberal with the cheese. I kind of keep it nice and light. This is run-of-the-mill mozzarella. You can find it in any grocery store, whatever brand you want. Really, again, it's personal preference. Most people go by price. I'm one of those people. You know, because we're in college, we're not rich. Not yet. All right. Okay, we can go a little more, I guess. Just cover the shrimp. Okay, again, it's personal preference. I love cheese, but I also know how to cook pizza and I don't want to ruin my pizza, okay? Now, a little Parmesan. Just to add. Don't go crazy. That's the theme of this. Less is more. I believe that in anything in the kitchen. You don't want to overdo it with ingredients, you know? A lot of people make spicy food and they go too crazy, and the hot outweighs the food, the taste, you know? So we do a little bit of that. That pie is good to go. Actually, add some garlic. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself here. Okay. Okay, and now these are done. These are ready to go in the oven. You're gonna cook these at 425. My oven's already preheated. Preheating is very important. You don't wanna put it in too early, you don't wanna put it in too late. So this is perfect, okay? And these cook very fast. It really doesn't matter which rack you put it on. We're gonna put the anchovy on the bottom. Be careful not to burn yourself. Go sideways here so it'll fit. Okay. And here goes your shrimp. Now usually these take about 15-20 minutes. We're gonna check it after about 10-12. When the crust is browning, you know it's done. Obviously check the fish on top, but you'll be able to tell. The cheese is melted, the crust is browning. It's not hard to tell. Anybody can see when it's done or not, okay? Okay, now we're gonna check our pizzas. They should be done, but you always wanna check. When you see the crust browning, that's how you know it's done. These are fish, so you wanna be very careful, make sure they're fully cooked. It's not hard to tell by looking though. So you put your mitt on, come over here, and it's looking good. Our shrimp is definitely done. Be very careful taking it out because you don't want to ruin your hard work and drop it, which I've done more times than I'd like to admit. So we're gonna grab some of this. I'll actually grab my pot holder. Two of them, obviously. And we're gonna lay that down. Anchovy needs another second. So while we're waiting on that, you're gonna open your pizza cutter, which I've never seen this kind in my life. It's pretty cool. And put your mitt back on. Hold it steady. These cut very easily. Don't go crazy if you mess it up. You know, it's gonna be in my stomach soon anyway. Oh, nice and easy. Okay. There we go. Sometimes they're a pain. And this is ready to eat. Okay, now we're gonna take out our anchovy pie. And again, you just check the crust. This is perfectly done. Okay, close your oven so that we have more pizzas going in. And nice on the pot holders so we don't burn our counter. Take this. Now, I told you this is like a potato chip. This is easy to cut. You just want to hold it steady. Nice even cut. Okay. And right across here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Try your best. Nice and thin. And this one is very manageable. Okay. Start at the crust. This is good to go. And this is ready to serve. So our 2 fish pies are done. And feel free. And now for our next pie, we're gonna do barbecue chicken. It's a popular one. Again, we're gonna lay a little oil on our sheet pan, on our parchment paper, so we don't stick. Don't go crazy. You will regret it. Oil's funny. Oil, you gotta be careful. You could ruin it. You could burn it. Don't go nuts. This is just so it won't stick. This is not for, you know, flavoring. Okay. Put that to the side. And we have our crust. Gluten-free. To mention that again, that's very popular. My nephew has celiac, so I got used to making gluten-free stuff. I had never really done it before that. You could get very creative with it. It's a little pricier, but it's worth it. Okay, so we're gonna do our barbecue sauce first. I like Sweet Baby Ray's. Again, personal preference. This is my favorite one. So, I mean, you're not gonna get too crazy, but you do want a good amount. So you go around in a nice circle. And, you know, personal preference. You don't wanna drown the pizza. Take a spatula, spread it around nice. You know, even. Okay? That's perfect. Don't go crazy. This is strong barbecue sauce. It has a very strong flavor, so you don't have to really go nuts with it. Okay? So that's good. That's beautiful. You're gonna take your chicken. This is Purdue. This is what I buy. It's called Shortcuts. Very affordable. Nice little bag like this. Really all you need. And we're gonna spread this out nice, big chunks. And we go in a circle. Keep it even. Cooks very fast. So you do wanna keep it even. And we're gonna use all that because we don't waste. And we're just put that on. Okay, now, here's the secret. And you might say, Carl, what are you doing? Those two don't go together. My opinion, they do. This is ranch dressing, okay? Do not go crazy. Just a little, okay? Just a little drizzle. It's just for a little flavor. Just a little, that's it, okay? Now, cheddar, not moots, obviously. Again, less is more. Probably won't use all this because you weigh your pizza down is what happens. And this crust is very thin. So the last thing you want is you go to take your pizza and it falls through the middle like a wet towel, okay? You do not want that. Plus, like I said, there's oil in cheese, so don't go nuts, okay? Spread that out nice. And that's good for me, okay? You want to go crazy with it, go crazy with it. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay? Now, a little garlic, just a little. I like garlic powder. Some people use fresh clove garlic. That's on you. It cooks very fast, so it burns. Garlic powder is just much easier. Okay, and we want easy. Not all the time, but with this, we do. Just a little bit of oil. Really not much at all. Okay. And this one we can put to the side. Now we're gonna make our margarita, which is very popular. And it's good. And it's healthy. Our margarita pie. One of my favorites. They're all my favorites because I love food. A little too much. And we're gonna put some oil on our parchment again. Don't go crazy, as I keep telling you. This is just so it won't stick. Just so it won't stick. Okay? We used to use cornmeal. I don't like that. Oil's much better, especially for these. Because then you have cornmeal stuck to the bottom. You don't want that. Well, I don't want that. Okay? We have our final crust. Okay? First thing, tomatoes. Now these have some moisture on them, but it's okay. It's gonna cook off. Spread them out evenly. This is really a popular pie nowadays. Pretty much every pizzeria you go to, they have some version of this, you know. So you don't need many tomatoes. We got 6 slices, it's perfect. These crusts are very small. And we are gonna do our moots next. I don't go crazy with this on this pie, especially. Some people do. I've had it with no cheese, actually, sometimes. Again, it's up to you. It's up to you. But we're gonna, you know, we'll have a good amount. So, it's just enough. Okay? And that's perfect. And just spread it out, again, evenly. Cheese cooks fast, so if you have too much in one spot, it'll burn. Okay? And that's the last thing you want, is a burned pizza. Okay, so we're all set with that. Now we're gonna do a little Parmesan. And this, again, all this is really personal preference on your taste buds alone, but on this one I go a little crazy. Because who doesn't like Parmesan, you know? And a little garlic, as always. Just a little. And finally, our basil. Now this is very strong, okay? But when it cooks, it kind of, I don't know if it takes the flavor away, but it kind of lessens it a little. So you can, you know, make it look nice. It's like a painting. Okay? And now we are ready to put these in the oven. Again, 425. My oven is preheated. And it doesn't matter which rack you put it on. Just slide it in there. Don't burn yourself. Grab this one. Okay. And close it up. And we'll check back on this in about 10 minutes, see if the crust is browning. And that's it. Okay, so we're gonna check our pizzas. Again, when the crust is brown, you know it's done. So let's check them out. They should be done. And our barbecue chicken is most certainly done. And like I said, see the oil? Well, you'll be able to see. Our tomato needs another minute or so. And that's beautiful. But again, the oil, see, even I went a little too crazy. But we should be fine. So we cut it. Go a little slower because it's very cheesy. But it came out perfect. And you got some big chunks of chicken there. So you can just go one at a time really with this. This came out so good. Okay. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Just make it work. Okay. And wait till you taste that ranch, which is really the secret. Okay, so that one is good. And now we just wait on our tomato. Looks beautiful. Okay. Look at that. Gosh. Turn our oven off. And cut our pie. This one, very manageable. Okay. Right across. And we are good to go. So, cauliflower crust pizzas, as you can see, very easy. You can put your own flavors on there. These are the 4 I decided on. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again for I'll Eat That here at Southern Connecticut State University. I'm Carl Del Rocco, and it's been a pleasure.